dedicated to southern and eastern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
A presidential declaration is made for Kentucky. Good evening, I'm Will Puckett. Today, a major disaster in the state is being recognized by President Donald Trump. Road crews in more than 50 counties can expect federal assistance to help repair roads damaged by recent severe weather. WYMT's Taylor Upchurch has more from Letcher County.
Water will cut its way through anything.
From February to March, water swept in, taking over nearly 60 Kentucky counties.
Everything's setting down. It's just, the water is just, it's too much water.
Storms, strong winds, flooding, and several slides set many eastern Kentucky communities back.
We're on short supply. We're running out of everything.
After receiving a letter from Governor Matt Bevin, President Trump agreed to declare disaster. Crews say any help from FEMA is appreciated.
I don't know. We're just, our budget's stressed out. We don't have enough men actually. And we just try to do what we can do. And when FEMA steps in with contractors and stuff, we can get more done.
Kentucky Transportation Cabinet officials estimated repair costs for just this 7-county state highway district to sit at more than $11 million. This major break in the road along Kentucky 1103 in Line Fork is just one of several.
And this one's probably the worst one.
Crews expect to fix places hit the hardest first. From there, smaller projects will follow.
Around here, when the rain comes, it comes. Most of these roads are ancient. They've been maintained, but there's just too much area and not enough people.
Thankful for extra money and helping hands. In Letcher County, Taylor Upchurch, WYMT Mountain News.
Crews say they expect to have a better idea of how much the damage will cost once examiners assess the area in coming weeks.
It was another beautiful day here in the mountains. Hopefully you got out to enjoy it, and if you haven't yet, I recommend doing so because we are going to see some changes as we head into your Friday. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Stonecrest camera, seeing beautiful blue skies and plenty of sunshine over into Prestonsburg right now. Just a few clouds in the sky, and as we take a look at our satellite and radar, you'll notice those clouds starting to increase, especially out to the west. You'll see a few of those showers out to the west as well, and that's because of a cold front that'll be moving into the mountains as we head into your Friday. Temperatures are into the lower 80s, so feeling pretty good out there right now. Down into the Cumberland Valley, we're seeing those upper 70s, but overall it's feeling pretty good. Definitely get out and enjoy it. That southwesterly flow anywhere from 5, 10, even 15 miles per hour, gusty at times. Well, that's bringing in that warmer air. Feeling good outside, and we could see these winds become even gustier as we head into those overnight hours. That's when the front's going to move in, and that's when we're going to see those rain chances really start to increase. Really right around midnight tonight. I'll have those details coming up for you guys in just a little bit.
Alrighty, Paige, definitely windy for sure. Had to throw a little extra hairspray in. Well, 2 people are behind bars in Laurel County accused of giving an underage child alcohol and marijuana. Deputies say they were trying to find the missing juvenile when the search led them to Little County Road. There, they found 38-year-old William James Francis and 26-year-old Joy Collins. We are told the pair were with the child and had provided them with the substances. They both are charged with unlawful transaction with a minor. 3 people are facing charges in Powell County this evening following a barricade situation. Police say the situation started around 5 this morning in Clay City. A man came home from work overnight when a man confronted him in front of the house. He left and called police. Police showed up and closed off Shiloh Road. After about 6 hours of negotiations, police say Tommy Petrie, Donald Lewis, and Regina Wishman came out of the home. We're learning more this afternoon about what caused that devastating fire at the Notre Cathedral. Investigators are now saying an electrical short circuit likely caused the fire. Officials also say investigators still have not gotten approval to work in the cathedral and search the rubble for safety reasons. The cathedral's rector has proposed building a small temporary church on the plaza outside the monument so people have a place to worship as the building is being repaired. Kentucky leaders say for too long improvements to state parks have been overlooked. Today, Governor Matt Bevin announced a $50 million investment to upgrade facilities, campgrounds, and other areas at dozens of parks and lodges. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on what the governor had to say in announcing the improvements at a well-known park in southern Kentucky.
A lot of people come here just to look at a really big waterfall.
There probably is no state park in Kentucky more nationally and maybe globally famous than Cumberland Falls.
And that's why Governor Bevin chose here to announce $50 million in funding for what has become a dilapidated park system.
You could literally name the park. I mean, Lake Barkley and the lodge that's there is pretty famous, maybe second most visited after this, or maybe even as much so because of the lakes there. That is a park that was built, that lodge, in 1970. We're painting it right now for the first time since 1970.
State leaders began an endeavor to upgrade parks about 3 years ago and pumping $18 million in everything from kitchens to campgrounds. But that was seen as a drop in the bucket as far as what was really needed.
When we came here 3 years ago, we were faced the $240 million deferred maintenance that we inherited.
Since initial improvements, they say there's already been a jump in park visits and overnight stays at Kentucky's 17 lodges.
They did over 10,000 more room nights statewide in their first year than the prior year.
We are committed to making sure that we continue to make our park system sparkle.
Kentucky leaders say they hope to add another $100 million in a bonding initiative next year. In Whitley County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
We do have some of the most beautiful parks, that's for sure. Now, park managers say the rooms at the Cumberland Falls Lodge will soon get a makeover, including new paint and more modern television sets. Well, a man is recovering from gunshot wounds and facing several charges after a burglary in Louisville. Police say Donald Oliver Jr. broke into a neighbor's house and ended up in a 12-year-old's bedroom. That 12-year-old texted her mom, who found a man half naked in the kitchen. That woman's boyfriend, Ali Bracey, took it from there.
I told him get out, and he didn't want to move. Right. And he growled at me. He growled, and he ended up getting 6 shots, period.
Bracey is not facing any charges. Police say Oliver has a criminal history, including a sexual misconduct conviction. A Cynthiana police officer was arrested yesterday, accused of sending naked pictures of himself to a 17-year-old girl. The Cynthiana police chief says William Philpott was arrested when he reported for duty. 2 teenagers told investigators Philpott had been talking with them about sex over the social network Snapchat. An arrest citation says Philpott admitted to sending a nude picture to one of those teens and received nudes in return. He has been suspended without pay pending the outcome of an investigation. We have an update on the man who was accused of pretending to be a missing boy. A federal grand jury in Cincinnati indicted Brian Rainey. He is facing charges related to claiming he was Timothy Pitson, who went missing from Illinois back in 2011. Rainey allegedly claimed he had recently escaped from a hotel room in which 2 men had been holding him captive but would not give his fingerprints once he was taken to the hospital. His arraignment is scheduled for 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. The Martin County Rescue Squad was recently approved for an important grant. The grant is for $50,000. However, before they receive it, the squad will need to raise $15,000 themselves. Those who work for the Rescue Squad do not get paid. However, one day each month, they host roadblocks to take up money. Chief Rex Endicott says their trucks are getting old and it is important to keep their equipment working properly.
Our trucks are getting old and the maintenance is starting to cost a lot more, and if someone was to have more of our trucks go down, we couldn't respond to things that we respond to, car wrecks, search and rescue.
Rex says their newest vehicle is a 2001 model. They use the trucks in many different emergency situations. If you want to learn how to donate, you can visit our website, WYMT.com. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, Samsung is running into problems with another phone launch. We will tell you about the issues some are having.
And winds could gust 30 to 40 miles per hour as we head into the overnight hours, and that's because of the cold front moving in as we head into your Friday. Those soggy conditions, well, do they continue into that Easter weekend? I'll have that full forecast coming up for you guys in just a few short minutes.